Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. So why is this program so different? So you said right there that it's different because it's teaching you habits for life.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Does any other program teach you how to manage your stress,
No, no,
to make better choices, to get better sleep, to learn how to live in structure instead of emotion? Does it teach you anything like that?
mm-mm.
And so with that, what I would say is, look, this program is unlike any other program out there because it is a lifestyle program.
There you go. That's the word right there.
We have four components that really make it different. And this is what I'm sharing when I'm doing our Explorer calls. Look, they're equally as important, right? We
Yes.
talked about this on Saturday at our event, the Saturday before. You got a free health coach. What other program do you know that gives you a free health coach to help guide you, support you? You also get their coach and mentor too, to celebrate you, to help give you the resources that you need. I don't know of any other program that offers free support.
Hmm. Exactly.
The second part is our habits of health system. You have got a book and a workbook that's going to personalize your program, right? This is going to teach you lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. We're replacing these bad habits that don't serve us so well with good ones. And for us, what we happen to know is that we're constantly learning and growing. This is a lifestyle program, and we're probably going to do it for life.
Exactly.
So we've got those things to help you personalize your program. I don't know of any other program out there that gives you a book written by a doctor on how to manage any of these things.
Exactly.
So there's that.
Hmm.
The third part is the community,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? You not
Exactly.
only do you have a local community here, so if you're meeting with people, then we get together and we go for walks or we do healthy happy hours or we do events and things like that. But we have an online community of 15,000 people that are also sharing their successes, their stories, their struggles, all of these things. And we know that if you hang around people that are looking for life-changing results, you're going to be more likely to succeed. Does Zija or HCG offer a community like that?
Nope. Nope.
And then the fuelings, in itself right there, they're the best in class. They are designed, scientifically proven. All the research and everything's done, so you don't have to think about it. And the convenience, like you talked
Yeah.
about, it makes
Exactly.
it easy so you don't have to think about what you're eating all the time. And instead of enjoying life, learning how to get out again and be you and do the things that really matter most to you and surround yourself with the things that matter most.
Exactly.
That's how I'd explain it. And I'd say the only thing you pay for is food, which you're already freaking doing.
Yeah. Hello.
All the rest of this stuff that you don't get with any other program is free to you. Like, what an amazing value in that. Why would you go pay for Nutrisystem? Why would you go pay for HCG and stuff like that when you're not going to get the results? It's always going to be temporary and you're always going to be fighting this. Do you
Exactly.
have a question?
No, that's exactly what I did talk to her about was like, because she mentioned Nutrisystem and Jenny Craig, and I says, I'm not familiar with Jenny Craig that much, but I am familiar with Nutrisystem, and you're going to get a box at your door, and that's going to be it. You're not going to get support like, this program has to offer to you. It's not there. It's just not there. And she was extremely, extremely receptive to everything I had to say this morning, everything. We did talk a little bit about the cost, and she says, you know what, my health is that important that I'm going to find a way. I am going to find a way. So I did introduce her to the Healthy Habits page today, and I'm going to follow up with her. And I says, I would love to meet with you, because she lives in our community. And because she asked me where I lived, and I says over here by Spanish Springs High School, and she was very receptive to that. But that was her biggest hang up. Her biggest thing was, what makes you better? What sets you apart from all these other companies? And Annika, you just hit the nail on the head, because I hit all our 4 basics. I did. And we must have been on the phone for a good 45 minutes this morning, which is very unlikely, because people want to leave after I talk to them and say, oh, blah, 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 blah. But I just needed some reinforcement, because I didn't really know. I hope I said what I said was okay, because I gave her the 4 basics.
I think that that's really what it is.
Okay.
When you say it with enough passion and conviction, because you feel it and you know it,
yeah,
that can mean the world to anybody else. And that's just it. I mean, like Justin Abini says, sometimes it doesn't matter what you say. If you say it with enough passion,
yeah,
people want that, and they go, oh my gosh.
right.
You know, it's because of the feeling and the emotion tied to it. But honestly, there is nothing else like that, and you just have to posture it that way.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I posture it, because I know there's nothing else. There's nothing else that's been given to me that is worth.
No. Amen. Amen, sister.
Yeah. Awesome. So, Jerry?
Yeah. So what I was going to add to that was, when you look at Nutrisystem and you look at all of those other plans, woohoo, congratulations, you hit your goal. We take you an extra 2 steps. That's what really makes us different. We know you're going to hit your goal. It's inevitable you're going to get there. We then take you through transition and through maintenance, teaching you all along the way, expanding on the healthy habits. To me, that's what makes it really different. Because everybody else it's just a diet, which means you get to where you're going to be, but the minute it's done, you're right back to your habits. We continue to teach you how to take it further. So to me, that's the big differentiating factor, other than the food tastes good.
Yeah. That's another point too, right? Like, I don't know how many programs you all have done, but some of the fueling's disgusting.
It's nasty. It was nasty. If you think about Plexus Zesha, Weight Watchers, Herbalife, HCG, I can't even count on more than, it's crazy. And I am very blessed. I am very blessed to have lost the weight and stay on track with a thyroid condition, which is extremely, extremely hard to lose weight, but I sleep so much better. I have more energy other than what I had before. I just can't say enough. I can't. It's just, I just want to shout it to the rooftops. My brother-in-law yesterday has a friend that left for a cruise today out of Florida. She reached out to me yesterday on Messenger, wants to know about program. I reached out to her and I says, when you have time to chat, I would love to chat with you. She comes back from a cruise on Thursday. Friday, we have a call set up already. It's just, we ourselves are our own walking testimony. How we share what we have, our enthusiasm that we have, our outlook. It can be raining and thunderstorming and being in a hailstorm yesterday, but we're not going to let it drown our sorrows. We just don't. We just don't. So I thank my lucky stars every day for Annika coming into my life. I really, really do. Because I never heard of Optavia. Never heard of it. Never. I've heard of Medifast. But this program has changed my whole outlook. Everything. More confidence, more self-esteem, more, it's not just about the weight loss. And people don't understand that, it's more than just that.
So talk about that, right?
I do.
Like,
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get the dog out of here. He's attacking the cat. Dumb dog. When we talk about things like that, you know, it becomes just so much more real, and you're sharing your passion. And, you know, when people feel you, like, do a Facebook Live and say, my God, you know, what I never realized was this and this. And I never realized it because of this and this. And I never thought a program, especially something that I just started to lose a little bit of weight, could ever make me realize. When you start sharing your story with the amount of passion that you have and your authenticity, you touch lives. That's why these Facebook Lives are so important, because you don't know who you're going to touch.
Mm-hmm.
You know that needs it. First of all, a ton of people, right? Every single person we know. But look at how many people out there we don't know that are looking for us.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about follow-up. So how to follow up. So let's talk about the 6 follow-up steps and why they are so important. And these are the 6 follow-up steps are what to do after we have taken it to the phone and done a health assessment. Okay. I'll tell you right now, I have a file cabinet now of people that I've done health assessments on. This is just my follow-up from this year. Okay, that's a lot. And then I've got a file system going A through Z, okay? The reason why this is so important is because you just don't know when the timing's going to be, right? So for me, I started this 4 years ago. Jamel brought it into my life. I looked at it just as a diet, right? Okay. He didn't follow up with me afterwards. But you know what he did do? After I dropped off, he saw when I was in desperate need. He saw when we were in the hospital with Jacob. He saw a time in my life where I knew a shift needed to occur, and he was there. Had nothing to do with the program, but he wanted to be there for me, right? This personal connection. When that happened, what do you think came to my mind? I thought, I am sick and tired of working for somebody who doesn't appreciate me, living paycheck to paycheck. My health is out of whack. I want to be there for Jacob. I need to find a way to make this happen. I need to change something. And Jamel has changed his life. I have watched him transform in less than 6 years. I have watched him become something bigger and greater. What if I could do that? Just by starting with losing a little bit of weight, right? So his follow-up was just being there. The way we start our follow-up is when we have people on our heart and we do a health assessment, can be as something as little as, hey, I saw that scarf today. That looked really amazing on you. I loved it. To, hey, how are the kids doing? I know that they were sick with an ear infection, right? But these follow-up Fridays are the perfect way to do that. It reminds us, because when you get to a point where we've got a stack of health assessments 5 miles long, you're not going to remember every single person. So that's when I pull them out and I'm like, hey, dude, Lexi, I haven't talked to you in a really long time. Are you still playing softball? How's life going? Right? Go to the next one. Like, just remembering, just keeping touch, seeing how life's going. And so let's talk about the 6 follow-up steps that we do after we have already brought somebody to the phone and explored program with them. So the first step that we're doing is getting their email address, right? We're saying, hey, I know the timing's not right now, but let me give you some information that might give you just a better idea of the program, right? So we're getting their email address and we're sending them a thank you email within the first 24 hours, okay? Not only is that going to let them know that they're important to us. But, you know, we're giving them information, and it's saying that we are full of integrity. You know, we want to help them. It's not like, oh, you're not interested, we're just going to drop you off. It's also an opportunity for us to say, hey, you know what? Lisa, I'm going to send you this email, but if there's somebody on your heart that you know has been suffering that you think that I could help, please connect us on Facebook Messenger or send them this email. I would really love to help whoever I can. Okay, so that's the first step. The second step is adding them as a member on Healthy Habits with us. Okay, and that doesn't mean posting a post in the group and saying, hey, Jerry, this is the group I was telling you about. Take a look around. We want to add them as a fly on the wall. So we just add their name as a member and allow them to look at the page. Okay. Why that's so important is that they're going to start getting news feeds on Facebook, and they're going to start seeing posts of inspirational stories, recipes, struggles, all sorts of things. They're going to see the transparency and community, and that means a lot to people. And that's going to gently drip on them without us having to do that, right? It's not going to look like we're pushy, and it's going to allow other people to add value. The third point, the third follow-up step is saying, hey, I'm going to put you in Healthy Habits. I'm going to send you an email, but I want to follow up with you in the next 24 to 48 hours to see if you've gotten my email address, to see if you've gotten into Healthy Habits, see if you've got any questions, because inevitably an hour on the phone or sitting down and having coffee with you is nearly not enough. I know something's going to come up that we haven't come up, over with. So when's a good time for you? And we're sitting down and making sure that we've got a specific date and time that we're following up, and we're putting it in our calendar on our phone, because then it's going to remind us, right? We'll set a reminder, and at 6 o'clock on Tuesday, it's going to go, oh my gosh, I've got to call Lexi. I almost forgot, right? And you're going to call and say, hey, Lexi, I wanted to see if you got my email. Wanted to see if you dove into Healthy Habits at all. I know that we talked about program. You got any questions? Gives them an opportunity to ask questions. And if they say no, you say, great. What are you thinking? I know that you wanted some time to think about this. I think it'd be amazing for you. I know that we could drop that weight, reduce that stress that we were talking about. I am so excited to get you started. What do you say? You come join our healthy family. Are you ready yet? Right? What a great way to invite. That's what we do. Now, if they don't pick up the phone, no big deal. We leave a message just saying, hey, I promised you that I would check in with you Tuesday at 6 o'clock. I'm a woman of my world. I stick to my schedule. I just wanted to see if you got my email, see if you had dove into Healthy Habits at all, seen any of those amazing recipes like we were chatting about. I know I probably caught you at a bad time. Maybe you're taking the kid to baseball or something. I'll try you again tomorrow. We call the very next day. If they pick up, great. We ask them if they have any questions. If they don't, we do the same thing. Hey, sweet pea. Oh my God, I'm so sorry I missed you again. I tried calling at a different time because I thought, oh, maybe the kids are off at school and baseball, whatever. But wanted to see if you got the email. Let me know. I'll try you again tomorrow. Okay. The third time is what we call off the hook. This sounds more like, hey, Linda, you know, I know that I was trying to call you on Tuesday at 6. I tried you again yesterday, Wednesday. I know you got a really, really busy life, love, especially with LuLaRoe and everything and your work schedule. Honey, I'm not here to bug you. You know, this program I know would be great for you, but maybe now's not right the time for you, and that's okay. I don't want to bug. That's not who I am. I'm not going to mention this again. But I sincerely loved having coffee with you. And I loved that yellow shirt that you had on the other day. I want to talk to you about, you know, possibly getting one of those LuLaRoe shirts because it was super cute. All right, honey, I hope you're having a good day. Bye-bye. That is going to release us emotionally and release the potential client emotionally, okay? They're not ready just yet. We don't know why or what it is, but the timing isn't right, and that's okay. And that lets us know, right? So the potential client is going to look and go, oh, thank God, she's not going to talk to me about this anymore, and she's not going to keep bugging me. And it's also going to let them know that you're there personally for them. You know, you still have that personal connection. So it lets us know too, you know, timing's not right. We're just going to drip on them later and let them know that we're always here and that we're a friend and that we care. Okay. The fourth step of the 6 follow-up steps is putting their email address into a contact group in our email account, right? So that is a group of people. So a folder, you create your own contact group or a connections group, as we like to call it, and making sure that every single time we talk to somebody about program, we're putting their name in there, okay? So I have literally got probably 800 people since last year when I started coaching in this list of every single person I've done a health assessment on. I've gotten their email. And what happens is the 5th follow-up step is that I'm sending them a connections email or a newsletter or something like that around the 1st and the 15th of every single month. And I'm just dripping on them, right? I'm sending them the little tidbits like a newsletter. I'm sending them things like, you know, I do the newsletters now that has, you know, what was the last one that just came out? I think it was mindfulness, how to be mindful. And then it gave the habits of health call, and then it gave a lean and green recipe, and it gave a transformational story about somebody. It's a great way to give them value without us feeling like we're pushy or them feeling like we're pushy, right? It's just saying, hey, I'm thinking about you. Guess what? We talked about program. Here's an amazing recipe, right? So that's why the 5th follow-up step is so important. The 6th step is really every time we're doing one of these health assessments, we're staying organized by putting these health assessments in the orange folder so that we know the people that haven't signed up just yet and who we want to talk to, okay? And remind and following up on Fridays with. And that's important because we just don't know when the correct timing is, okay? So those are the 6 follow-up steps and why they're so important to do with every single person that we're actually doing an explore call on, a health assessment on. And if we're doing these things in person, I'm rarely pulling out a health assessment in front of me. I'm having a genuine conversation. I'm actively listening. And when I get in the car or I get home, I'm writing one out and being like, okay, you know, their email address I'll probably put on a Post-it note or I'll put in my phone so that I've got that, but I transfer it on paper. And then I'm putting that in and I'm doing my steps as soon as I get home. So for me, every single time I do one of these calls, I make it consistent that I literally, as soon as I hang up the phone, I'm sending them a thank you email. I put them into healthy habits and I put on my phone when I'm following up with them, and I put their email address in my contact list in my email account. And then I'm throwing their health assessment in the orange folder for follow-up Friday. It literally takes me now maybe 5 minutes to do that right after I'm done with a call. That way I'm not forgetting later on, oh shoot, did I forget to put their email address in the connections group? Did I forget to add them in healthy habits? So that's why it's super simple and easy to follow if we do it right then and there after the call. Okay, so we already talked about why our program is so different and how to really approach that with people if they're asking, you know, why is this different from Nutrisystem or HCG or any other program? We know it's different because we have the four components of our program that make it amazing. No other program has those. And then how to follow up with people. And so what other questions do you guys have that you want me to address? Go ahead, you can unmute yourself if you want to. See, Lisa's coming off too.
I have a question.
Okay.
So two of my clients, they have like depressed personalities.
Oh gosh.
And I don't think that they do any reading, and I've kind of tried to stress how important it is to utilize the book and the workbook with the program, because that's where we learn a lot of our, skills for our new habits. But so I really don't think they're doing it. So I feel depression when I'm communicating with them. Like, it's really hard, because I love them both so much.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's a really good question. What I've learned, honestly, is that some people do, some people don't. Some people will, some people won't. And you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink, but you can try to salt the oats. And what I mean by that is you can continue to encourage them, but at some point you have to say, hey, look, you know what? I'm giving you the tools. I can't do this for you, and I can't want it more than you want it for yourself. Is this still important to you? If they say yes, and say, then why aren't we doing the work? If it's excuses and things like that, I dive in and I say, okay, how is that serving you? Do you want to do something different? I try to intrinsically awaken them and motivate them. Some people won't. It doesn't matter what you do. Some people will always have an excuse, or they're too tired, whatever it is. They're depressed, they don't understand. That is lack of motivation, willpower. There's not much that you can do. All you can do is lead with your own health and be the inspiration and hope that they come with you. Just posture yourself and your business in the way that matters to you. And that's what we talk about all the time. And the numbers, when I started seeing this, really astounded me. And I kept going, Jamil, I just don't get it. Jamil, I just don't get it. Why aren't these people doing it? And he goes, you can't want it more for them than they want it themselves. All you can do is be a provider of this gift and tell them that. I am giving you a key. It's up to you to unlock that box. I can't turn the key. I can't open the lid for you. I can't pull that gift out of that box for you. You have to be the one to do that if you want it bad enough. And that's just it. That's like what Linda was saying. If there's a will, they will find a way. But if they don't have the will and it's not that strong, there's not much that you can do except for go to find others who are looking for more. And that's another thing that we talk about, is constantly bringing on more people, because that actually helps inspire your other clients and your other coaches, because it shows you, look, we're bringing more people on that actually are wanting this and inspiring. It motivates others. They go, well, what's wrong with me? Why can't I do this? It gets them to start thinking. And that's what we want people to use. This diet, who cares? This part of the program that matters most is using this. That's why everybody should coach, because it forces you to use this even when we don't want to and move forward. So Lisa, I kind of went off track a little bit. Did that answer your question for you a little bit?
Yeah, even if I did move on, the personal part of it's still a part of my life, you know what I mean? Here's what happened yesterday, Annika. Remember I went shopping and I got some new clothes?
Well, Allie took a picture of me and she sent it to my sisters. And one of my sisters messaged back and said, I can't do this. I'll never be like that. And it's so hard and I keep falling off. And I didn't know she was going to send it. You know, I didn't send it.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't help. You know,
Mm-hmm.
didn't help.
So all I would probably do when responding to that would say, what you're saying right now is your choice. You have the ability to do anything that you want, and you are choosing right now to say that you will never be able to be there. I love you, I care for you, and I'm sorry that you feel that way, but you're creating your own truth right now. There's nothing that we can do to change people's thoughts, change their minds. However, when we choose to act differently and do differently, sometimes we can inspire others and sometimes we can't.
Yeah, especially when you're related.
The family ones are the hardest ones. I can't tell you how many of us talk about this. Jamil talks about it, I talk about it. You've talked about it. We want this so bad for the people that we love the most, like our family members. And it is so frustrating to see the excuses and the denial and stuff like that. But that's where we need to sit back and say, you know what? Is that reaction and allowing myself to get upset about what they're doing helping me? Also, is my reaction of getting upset enabling them?
Oh, I don't get upset. I stay very positive. But it hurts my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to share my success with them.
Then you choose not to. That's a choice,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
that's what we talk about.
Good, because they're my sisters, you know.
It's hard.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I've had to learn too is the first things that I learned was people I love, they will always hold a place in my heart, but not necessarily a place in my life. You guys know this when it comes to my dad. I've told a lot of you he's bipolar, and I do love him, but he will not have a place in my life because of how he chooses to react and how that doesn't work with our lifestyle and how he chooses to treat our son and treat me. That's not okay. And so you have to create those boundaries for you that are healthy. This is another healthy habit that we have to learn. The love is always going to be there, but we have to learn to manage our emotions with it and know that, you know what, that's his choice. He is going to stay there. There's nothing that I can do after 63 years of him living that's going to change. All I can do is have control over me and myself and my future.
Yeah. It makes sense.
It's not easy. Growth rarely is.
Yeah.
What else have we got?
Can I ask you a quick question because I have you here? It won't take long.
Yeah, of course. What's here for?
Allie's on the 5-in-1, and she's in there doing cardio. Do I give her some extra fueling?
Get her off.
Did you hear Annika? She said no.
Quit doing cardio.
Thank you. That's all.
Stretch. Stretch. Go take Jade and Tink for a walk.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So if you guys don't know, Allie is Lisa's daughter. She's on program. She's doing amazing. She's lost what? How many pounds now?
At least 20, at least 20.
I'm so
Yeah.
proud of her. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's doing really good. So, okay, who's got another question for me? Linda was coming off. Yeah.
I have one quick question. When we were at our dinner the other week, we were talking about breaking down chapters in our book and then dissecting them, sort of like. And I know that Shanna and Jerry and I were really into that. Like, take a chapter, break it down so that we can be more proficient on some of the things that our clients ask us.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to do that starting now forward, or I don't know how you want to do that.
Go for it, Shanna.
Hey, this was a thought, and this might be fun for all of us. How about if we, like, Jerry take a section, and then she teach us, and then Linda take a section, and she teach us, and then I take a section, and not do the same section, but then when we do our teach backs to our team, then we can talk about it, and we learn from each other. Because I don't know, I'm having a hard time reading this stuff. I have to be honest, but I have to tell you, I'm having a berry blast shake right now, and it is amazing. But I don't know, that's just what I was thinking today, because I'm just having a tough time.
Yeah. Let's, I think Jerry was going to say something on that. Jerry, were you going to say something?
It was. That sounds to me like Shanna didn't read the book, even though it was her idea.
I didn't, because I got August on the plane, and then my friend came over from Davis, and we've been visiting and having fun, and
whatever. I'm sorry, love. I just had to call you out on that, honey. I'm sorry.
It's my friend's fault. She's sitting here with me, and she just raised her hand. She's like, it's my fault.
Okay, so let's try this. I'm going to ask you guys 2 questions, and I want to see what we get. Okay, so Eli, you're off of video, but I kind of want to know, you can put your answer in the chat support group. So I think it's a really good idea for us to get accountable and know what is in this book, because that way we are going to grow. But not only that, this is how we help our clients, right? So every week we can pick a chapter and a workbook exercise to do, and we keep each other accountable. So let's talk about the 2 ways that we can go about this. So we can either have one person host on Sundays in this room and talk about that particular chapter and talk about the workbook exercise and teach the rest of us. Or we can do option number 2, which is we all read the book and we all do the exercise and we all give feedback on what we've learned and how it relates to our lives. So I want you guys to tell me either option 1, which way you guys learn better, hearing from somebody else, or if it's option 2, on doing it ourselves and giving feedback of what we've learned. Which one works for you, 1 or 2? Put that in the group support chat. I see Lisa says 2, Jerry says option 2. Linda, what do you think? 2? Okay. Eli, are you listening?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm sorry. I'm trying to work at the same time. What was the options again? I'm sorry.
That's okay. So option number 1 is we read a chapter in the book and do a workbook exercise, and we have somebody else go over and teach us about that chapter and the workbook exercise on Sundays. Or option number 2 is that we all read the chapter and the workbook, same as option number 1, but we all give feedback on Sundays on what we learned from ourselves and what we're doing to implement it that week.
I'd say 2.
Okay. So I'm kind of getting a unanimous, thanks Eli. I'm kind of getting a unanimous kind of feedback here that option number 2, that we all dive into a particular chapter, a particular workbook exercise, and then we all come to the table on Sunday at 4:30 and we talk about what our takeaways are and how we're actually going to start implementing this into our life, whether it be with us or with our clients. That sounds good? Okay, so now we get to talk about what we want to work on. So what chapter and what workbook exercise do you want to see? So if you want to put in the group support chat on what you want to work on. So this can be anything from learning how to manage stress, work out of structure, get better sleep, learn how to manage our choices, any of those things. What do we want to work out? How to work out, how to work out on program. I see stress. Anything else? Anybody else got any feedback? Choices. Okay, we're going to go with stress and choices. Okay, so let's pick this week. We are all going to work on chapter 21. I'm going way too far here. So chapter 21 is on stress, okay? And when we talk about this, it's creating well-being, taking the stress out of life. So I want you guys all to read chapter 21 this week, okay? Starts on page 264. And in the workbook, exercise number 17, okay? That one I know by heart. Creating a life of well-being. Work, play, and live in the ways that support the ideas that matter most to you. Before you begin, read chapter 21 in Dr. A's Habits of Health book, okay? So I want you guys to actually do the workbook exercises. Mine's already kind of filled out, but I will do it again because it's changing every single month. Memorial weekend is next weekend. Oh, crap. Okay, you guys are all going out of town?
Yes.
Eli's going out of town. Linda, you going out of town? Yeah. Shanna? Yeah. Okay. I guess we're going to have to cancel it for next weekend. Well, I'll probably be in. I don't know what anybody else is doing, but I don't do much for Memorial weekend. But I'll give it 2 weeks. Okay. So how about this? For the people that are in next Sunday, if I get a unanimous, like everybody's gone for Memorial weekend and everybody's checking out, go have fun, okay? If there's going to be some people that are around and want to come in, definitely we'll talk about it, but we'll also cover it the weekend after. So we'll have about 2 weeks then to deal with chapter 21 and exercise number 17 in the workbook. Anything else that you guys really want to know on how to do? Like, do we need to know how to do a connections email again or anything like that? How to send that out to anybody or anything like that?
I would like to know how to do a newsletter. You said you would show me someday.
Yep, let's do that real quick. So, and I think maybe, I don't know, Eli, you may need to see it, but let me show you how to do that real quick. Sorry, guys, I'm getting a hot flash. Okay. Yeah, I'm all red if you guys can't see. Whew. All right. So when we talk about sending out a connections email on the 1st and the 1st and the 15th of the month, that's just to drip on people and let them know that we're still here. These are people that we've done health assessments on, and we have their email address. So let me show you how to do that real quick. Can everybody see my screen? Yep. Cool. So you guys are going to go into Optavia Connect, and as you guys know, this is your dashboard. Okay. So you go into Share. And it'll load here in a second. And you go down into newsletters. And it's going to show you all the newsletters that have done in the past. The newest one will be right here in the beginning. This is a brand new one right here. So this is really cool. I haven't seen this one. You just click it. And then what you want to do, let me move this real quick, is you hit the Get Started button in the upper right-hand corner. And let's just say what, it's May 20th. So this is going to be a June 1st email. So I put June 1st as the title and I hit continue. What it's going to do is going to bring it up and it's going to show you what it looks like, okay? How to build new roads. They say it takes 21 days or more to create a new habit, right? So it's going to tell you how to start changing your habits. It's also going to put the habits of health webinar information in here. Maybe some tips on how to stay on plan on vacation, a lean and green meal, a story, a transformation story. And then when you guys start, when you hit share for the first time, it's going to ask you for your personal information. So it's going to personalize this spot for you as well, okay? So what we do at this point, you can keep the Habits of Health webinar in there if you want to, or you can take it out if it's going to be accidentally like post-dated. So let's say this came out and it's scheduled for last Wednesday and you want to take it out because it doesn't apply anymore. You can unclick the webinar box and it automatically will start saving your changes and take that out for you, okay? Or you can keep it in. You're going to hit preview. And all you're going to do is scroll down to the very bottom and you're going to copy the whole thing, select the whole thing, right? I press Control-C for copy, or you can just hit copy, right? And then I open my email, whether it's Gmail or Yahoo, I use Outlook. And I hit new mail message. And in the body of the email, I'm putting the cursor and I paste. It's going to take a minute to load here. Therein lies in the body our newsletter. So 21 days, oops. Name it whatever you want. 21 days to start a new healthy habit, okay? What you're gonna wanna do is we're collecting these emails from every single health assessment and you've got these people in your connections group. You are going to BCC, which is blind copy, all your connections, right? So it's gonna pull up my contacts and I'm gonna choose everybody that I want to have sent, right? So let's just say I'm gonna send it to, myself, okay? Now, BCC means that if I put multiple email addresses in here, when I send this, I'm only gonna see me as the recipient. I'm not gonna see anybody else's email. So you're gonna wanna make sure to do that so you're not sending out everybody else's email to each other, okay? And hit send. There, all done. Now your newsletter is sent out for the month. Pretty easy? Awesome. Okay, we've got just a couple more minutes. Is there anything else that you guys are kind of like, well, what about this or what about that? Not so much? Okay. All right, guys. I think this was an amazing session. I recorded this, so I'm going to put it in our group support chat, Building a Better Life. And if you guys have any questions in the meantime, you guys always know where to find me. Please text me, reach out to me. Feel free to book me at any time. But I'm excited. This is amazing. It's already the 20th a month. That means, guess what? Oh my gosh, it's getting close to the end of the month. Are we reaching our goals? I hope so. Let's do it, guys. Bye-bye.